In this video, we're going to make a bouncing ball using Animator. We're going to use a background picture of the ball bouncing, which we're going to download in a second, and I'll show you how to do that. First of all, you need to start up Animator and have it running. And we're going to create an action script 3. And I'll click on the background of the new canvas and choose properties. I'm going to change the size to 600 by 400 just to make it a little bit bigger. And I will save this file, so I'm going to save as. I'll call it bounce or ball, will do fine. I'll just put it on the desktop for the moment. And I'm ready to go. I'm going to switch back to my sector and get the ball. When I click on the ball, it will open up in a new window. I'm going to click on that image and select copy image, do a right hand click, go back to my animator, and in that first frame I'm going to go edit, just paste it in the center, and I'm going to leave it there for the moment. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into a symbol so I can fade it into the background more. I'll click on the picture and I'll choose modify, convert to symbol. You'll notice you can also hit the F8 key on the keyboard or function F8 on your MacBooks. Convert to symbol. I'll call this background and go OK. Now in my library, there's a picture there called background. I can drag that in multiple times if I want to. I'll delete that. So when you create symbols, you can use them over and over again. Now this one here, I need to fade this. So I'm going to go to the properties up the top here, and from the color effect, I'm going to drop down and choose alpha. And you can do this with any symbol, but it has to be converted to a symbol first. And I'm going to put that around about 50% thereabouts, something like that. And that's faded the picture so that now I don't have to worry about that being so much in the way when I'm doing my animation. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create this, let this go across about 36 frames. To do that, I want that picture to be repeated for 36 frames. They don't need to be keyframes, they just need to be frames. So I'm going to click on frame 35. You can make the frames, you can expand the frames to see where you go. You click on frame 36 and hit the function F5 on your MacBook or F5 on your keyboard, and that fills, if I drag my view control, that fills all of those frames with that image, which is just what I want it to do. So that now I've got that image going across for each. As I build the animation, that image will remain in the background for each of my frames as I continue to build the animation. The next thing I'm going to do is lock that layer. If I wanted to move it down a little bit before I locked it, I could do that. It will change it for all of those 36 frames. But once I lock it, that picture remains in place. So I can't accidentally move it, which would alter the animation. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer. And this is where my animation is going to appear. So I've got my background so that I can paint over the top of it. But I've repeated the same amount of frames anyway, so I need to get rid of all of those frames. To do that, I'm going to click into frame number 2, hold my Shift key down, and then click on frame 36. And I go up to where it says Edit My Timeline, and I can remove frames, or Shift F5 on the keyboard, or Shift Function F5 on your Mac. That now, if I go back to frame 1, has removed all of those frames, so I'm starting afresh. The next thing I want to do is I want to start drawing my ball in that background.